My humble greetings to you fellows out there today again, and continue in my usual discussions of some of the things that I feel can put people in some sort of insecure state in life where things might happen that they never anticipated it, and sometimes it's due to the fact that they haven't got much choice but to accept the way of life that has been presented to them. No matter, it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, you can be a part of that. I normally base my discussions on the Bible, which is from the Thinkers. The Possibility Thinkers Bible is what I have found to be using most of the time. The Possibility Thinkers Bible is what I normally have been using, and I use that to sort of explain what I believe or what I think to be true in my straightforward basic explanation or basic approach to religion. I also use the Quran, which is one of the translations made by, I think, Abdullah Yusuf Ali, and he did this translation into the English, and it's plainly written for all to see also. I don't know how many versions the Quran translation has gone through, but I know that the Bible has gone through too many versions, revisions or versions, whichever way they call it. And for that reason, anytime a revision happens, maybe there is that possibility that they've changed certain things or moved certain things out or reviewed the book again. I mean, why should people review words that has come from God? It's all simply because to what I understand or what I think is going on here is a research thing they're doing. They're researching to find the things that were happening in those days, old days before our time. They believed in certain things, they have their spiritual way of approach to things, and they make their documents. Now we discover those things, apart from the other things we discover. Just like we discovering any natural resource of life, we discovered that it's something marvelous, something that deserves to be in a museum or in a science lab for them to research, which they do. But for others have taken it up as if it is really something that they've made the whole generation embrace it as a pattern or something that was followed through, something that has kept the tradition has been kept on for us to follow, or for us to keep on adapting it all the time. People are told that the Quran is a word of God. They are told that the Bible is a word of God. Now, I am also part of the people who have been told that these are the words of God. And so I am also one person that, if not a victim, or if given and not become a victim, which once I was a victim in the side of Christianity, then I have a choice of rejection or finding out myself what is more truthful about it, how logic this thing is, how sensible it is, how wise the thing is, the books are, the words are, that has been presented to me, so that I can embrace it or reject it. So in my rights as an individual, I sort of discover things, and I want the honesty to be put out there for anybody who also be caught up in the same situation can come up to see what it is. Because most of the time, strangely enough, when it began, to be very honest, I was reading the same thing I'm reading now to you, but I did not recognize it. It is quite strange, but anybody who understands spiritual things or being in spiritual side of things, it's possible you get blinded in certain ways. Your conscience become intervene where you don't expect it to be intervened, and in such situation you may be reading a word and yet you're calling something else. You'll be pronouncing a different word. These are possibilities. In our normal life, it even happens. It's the same thing. It happens when you are reading the Bible, you're reading any other thing. And I can't tell what causes that, but I know, I feel what causes it. I experience what causes it. And it is not something that is visible for me to bring it out and point it to you that here it is. It's like you asking me to take my life out and show it to you, or the air in me, the breath in me, and show it to you. It comes out all the time. It goes in, I breathe in and out, but I cannot show you visibly. Maybe the science has got ways to discover that. I believe that spiritual things should be kept in the research area with the science area. They should discover what the spirit is. If a means will be developed in such a way that they're able to catch spirits and put them into the playing state where they put them into inquiries, find out what they are, what they do. If that is possible, if there's a means that humans can develop those things, then that would be a good thing, where a ghost will be caught or some sort of spirit will be caught in a situation, or will be put in a situation where we can question and find out what their aim are, how they operate in their realm. Until that moment, a man should stay a man and keep on the trend of discovering, or the path of discovering who he really is, how he came about, what made him who he is, and all that. And so the idea of God, to me and my good fellows out there who are listening, I humbly approach you and ask that think carefully about these things as you listen to the video. Don't take it off hand. I believe there is that great source out there which I came from. I mean, if I don't believe there is the source of me, then my existence is meaningless. My existence is a lie. My existence is fake. I'm something that nobody will know where I come from or where I am. But I'm a physically solid person that can be touched. I definitely have a beginning. And that beginning is not just in the sense of where I was born. Everybody was born. But in the human, because I'm part of a human race. The human race have a beginning. We've lost that beginning, and that's what we want to find. That is where God is. And the end also, if there is an end, death is there for us. But that is also where God is. We want to find out where we began the whole journey we started from. If we die, is that the same place we end up? Do we go back there? It's told that you are brought from the ground, because eventually we have some obvious evidence that when one dies, we put them in the ground and bury them. So definitely that means that we came from the ground. In the Bible, it suggests the same thing. In the Quran, I'm sure it suggests the same thing. These two parties have got their differences, but there are certain things basic things that they agree on. And in previous tapes I've reviewed all those things. So the current situation where both the books are presenting the idea of God, and I'm saying that the definition that they have presented, that they already say, that they already claim, does not tally with the words and the presentations that they have in the book. This is my point. This is my reason of all this video. This is what I am trying to prove out, that at the end of the day, despite whatever somebody verbally tells you about Quran or Christianity, it is the imitated session of what the real thing is. The real thing about you, what is inside you, that tells you that there is an existence of there's some great existence of which you came out of. That is God. Your idea of believing is God is not the end of it. But these suggestions that we have is just the same as the ways of the pagan and all that. But this is much more bigger, huger. These have been exalted so high that they have got a more admired state of influence on people. The Quran and the Bible. And there are also the Buddhists also are quite very influential. They also have got their approach, which is more of developing the human body, but in a godly manner. They have so many different types of karma, and Buddhism comes in so many ways. They also have their idol way of worship and idolic way of worship. So it's in so many grounds. But with the Quran and which I've looked into a bit in my life, is what I want to sort of suggest, that it is an imitation because of the words in there, because of the presentation. There's the fake thing of the real thing that we should expect, or we are expecting. And that is the whole thing. Now,